In this tutorial, we will go over My Custom Layers. With this tool, you can start creating features and adding them to the map with ease. To get started, open the map. Locate the layer legend on the left side of your screen. You will want to find the My Private Layers folder or My Company Layers. The main difference between these folders is My Company Layers are layers that you are sharing with anyone in your company, whereas My Private Layers are layers for your eyes only. Here you can right-click on the folder and select Create Layer. You can name the layer whatever suits your project best. For this example, I will name the layer New Project with today's date. Next, you can add fields to the layer. In this example, I am creating a new sewer line that is getting added to this neighborhood. With that in mind, we can add some fields like diameter, date, and notes. Note, you also could change the color, but for now, I'll leave it to the default. When you're ready, hit Submit. After creating the new layer name and fields, we will now find the new layer in our layer legend. Right-clicking on this new layer will give us a few options. First thing you would want to do is Add Feature. This will allow you to create the drawing. Notice, you have the option of a point, line, polygon, or copy existing parcels. For this example, we will draw a line. When you're ready, hit Submit. After adding your features, you can now edit the data, which includes those fields you might have added to the layer. In this example, I added the fields diameter, date, and notes. At this point, you can enter in a label for the feature you created. Don't forget to also modify the fields that you entered. When you're ready, hit Submit. Now if you select the drawing on your map, you should see the newly added features in your selected data window. You can modify the existing data that you have created. With the drawing selected, right-click and select Edit Data. From there you can clear your fields and make changes. You also have the option of adding more features to your existing drawing. For example, say you wanted to add a new manhole to this new sewer line. We would want to right-click on the new project layer in our layer legend and select Add Feature. From there I could select Point and adjust the fields as necessary. With our new features added to the map, we can select both and have the option for editing this data at the push of a button. Notice, you can also zoom to the layer if you click the zoom button here. Clicking on the edit button will allow you to make changes to the fields and label. If you hit the clear button, it will erase the previous field. Say for instance this new manhole was completed in June. I can update that now. If you need to make changes to this layer, such as the color schema, fields, and name, you can right-click on the layer in your layer legend and select Customize. This will open the window you saw before, which allows you to change the color of your features as well as rename the layer and its fields. Next, you can export this layer to a KMZ. This is a helpful tool if you are trying to send your project to a colleague outside of landproDATA. Exporting a KMZ file will allow you to view the new layer you just created in Google Earth. The other option you have is to export this new layer to SQLite. This will allow you to open the new layer you just created in a GIS application outside of landproDATA. If you have multiple layers created, all of these can actually be exported into the same file. This will allow you more freedom to take your data with you. To do this, right-click on the folder My Private Layers or My Company Layers, wherever your new layers might be stored. Right-click on the folder and select Export to KMZ or SQLite. This will create a new file with all of the layers you have created. After working in the map, you can head back to the dashboard for a few more options. Note, you'll need to update your dashboard settings to show My Private Layers and My Company Layers. After adjusting your dashboard settings, you should now see My Private Layers and My Company Layers. Next, you can find the My Private or My Company Layers dashboard tile. Here you could select See More. From there, you have the option of exporting a list of all of these layers to a CSV file. You could zoom to the map and view this layer on the map. Here you can view the report, which will allow you to view the fields that you may have created in the map. You also have the option of sharing this item with a colleague by using the News tool. Also in this tab, you can find the watch list icon, so if you wanted to follow changes made to this new layer, you would receive updates for all happenings around it. Lastly, you have the option of editing the data for this layer. Next, let's head to the Search tab. You have the option of adjusting your search settings by clicking on Search Settings in the top right. From there, you can select My Private Layers and My Company Layers. Doing so will allow these layers that you created to show up in your search results. Here you can access all of the same tools you could on the dashboard, including zoom to the map, view report, and edit data. Lastly, let's head over to the Map tab. From here, you can make adjustments to your map settings. You have the option of choosing what layers are visible by default. Checking and unchecking the eye icon here will enable or disable the layer on your map upon launch. That's all for now. Let us know if you have any questions.